Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Shalom.
First, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakadash.
the honor of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopefully at the house of David. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 14.
What you got?
One-on-one.
What you want, bro?
Matthew 24, chapter 24 and 14.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 14. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 14. And it reads, "And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come."
You see that happening today. Everything is coming, everything is coming together. Where you have wars and rumors of wars, you have so-called pessimists, these pessimists that are happening. Family getting up. They ain't earthquakes. They ain't stocking up how they used to. Everything's about to get ready to go down. The major one we waiting on is that MOTB. And that's because the gospel is being preached.
This first Peter chapter 4, verse 7. But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch until prayer.
You gotta be watching. You gotta be aware. You gotta be aware of what's going on. Cause like if you just living, going about living your life, you ain't gonna notice. You ain't gonna notice nothing. You ain't gonna notice how they burning these farms, how they burning up the seeds and stuff, processing plants. They getting ready, they trying to lock you into their synthetic world.
Salute and drink.
Time.
Luke 21, 34. I gotta put it through right. This is Ephesians 5 and 15. I started 14. It said, "Wherefore he saith, Awake thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light."
Time. And once he give you that light, you're gonna become, aware, because we on the darkness, that confusion. And he's the light. Once you get that light, you start to look into things. You start to understand. You start to gather wisdom for the time to come. Because without wisdom, you're gonna be lost, unaware, blind. So.
It takes light to have vision. Like the point guards in the sea, court vision. They're aware of everything that's going around. And you pretty much like with them good point guards, they gotta kind of see before what they call anticipation. Prophecy gives us the anticipation, but it begins with the light. Yeah.
And this is Psalms 119 and 105. Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Can I say something? And if we compare it to like point guards, their word will be what? The instructions from the coach. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, from a spiritual meaning, your foot is what? These are the instructions, but our instructions come from the word of Yahweh Hashem.
If I can say it, these quarterbacks and like basketball players, guards and stuff, what they do, they read the play.
Yeah.
They definitely reading the scriptures, man, to get, the play of the spirit, man, on how we're supposed to operate and conduct ourselves.
And if you watch these shows that's based on like the ancient world and stuff, they be having them what's they call it? The torches that have a fire. With that's how they move about, especially at night or through a cave or something. It lights the way.
One more. 2 Samuel 22 and 29. For you are my lamp, O Lord Yahweh, and the Lord Yahweh will lighten my darkness.
You can't see without him. You cannot see without him, and you won't be able to get no understanding of Buddha, no Shiva, none of the other guys. You ain't even get no understanding of them, because the only book that's been on point with prophecy is the so-called Bible. It is the Bible.
John 13 and 19, this is Yahweh Shah speaking. It says, "Now I tell you before it comes, that when it comes to pass, he may believe that I am him. I am he." Going back to what the brother's bringing out, he is that word. Like he said, you are a light to my feet, an lamp to my path. Yahweh Shah is saying he gonna tell you of it before it happens, and it's still to this day. Because Yahweh Shah still here. He just not here in the flesh, but he here in the spirit.
Because a lot of us, you know, once we woke up, it was by what? The scriptures and prophecy, what was prophesied in Deuteronomy. You know, once you hear that and it clicks, you start to believe, you start to listen. Because you like, we did go through that. We the only people that, you know, this lines up with. So we look at prophecy and believe, and and it's gonna be the same today. We look for prophecy. We look forward to that prophecy, and we wait on it.
This Baruch 4:2. Turn thee, O Jacob, and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that thou mayest be illuminated.
Kind, yes. You see, once you truly have an understanding, you're gonna be looking for and for everything the scriptures has said. Thus said the Lord, you're gonna
be excited. You know? You're gonna look forward to prophecies being fulfilled. But like going into the light, like you made the point earlier that without Yahweh Shah, you can't have the light. Because you got a lot of these truthers, you know, they have practical knowledge of things that's going on, the economy, you know, with all these different hopes and different things, but they still think it's a way for them to prep their way out of it, man. Showing you that they don't have the full vision. You know, they short-sighted. But prophecy, like through Yahweh Shah, that light through Yahweh Shah makes you see everything all the way through, man. And that's why we say we have 100% truth.
That's it.
You know?
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And once you go to the word illuminated from the free dictionary, it says one who has or professes to have a usual degree of enlightenment.
Because it's divine
intervention.
Divine intervention. You know?
You see, Yahweh Shah is that eyesight.
That's right.
You know, your eyes are not open now. You ain't covered in darkness. Now you're gonna understand like, what shall I do to, be saved? You're gonna, turn to the Lord to the best of your ability. You're gonna end up learning that the so-called, Jesus is not his actual name. That's not a Hebrew name. You're gonna start learning that what to do and what to not do, how to move amongst the people. All that is given to you by Yahweh Shah the light.
This is because you were speaking on about that torch being that light to guide you, man. This is the book of Psalms 119, starting at verse 133. Order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me. So that torch you're speaking about, which is the light, which is this word, man, it guides us, man. And through the Spirit of Yahweh Shah, he orders our steps, man. So we will walk in that path of righteousness to the best of our ability, man. Verse 134. Deliver me from the oppression of man, so will I keep thy precepts. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 133. Order my steps in thy word, and let not any iniquity have dominion over me.
What Paul said, if it wasn't for the law, I wouldn't have known what sin is, what paraphrasing. See, that's that light. Showing you showing you what's right and wrong, the left and the right. It's starting to disperse that darkness. And
law expose sin. Like the flashlight in darkness, expose what's in the world. The law expose sin in the earth, man.
And this Revelation 3:18. This is Yahweh Shah speaking. I counsel you to buy of me gold tried in the fire, that you may be rich, and white raiment, that you may be clothed, and that the shame of your nakedness do not appear, and anoint your eyes with eye salve, that you may see.
Because God, you know, again, now you see, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, wants to keep you in that darkness. That's why he give you do as thou wilt. Black culture. The American dream. It wants to keep you distracted, occupied in everything else but the law, you know, turning back to the law, statute, commandment, turning back to the Most High. He wants to keep you in sin because he knows that separates you from your power.
Yeah, I appreciate you saying. It's the book of Isaiah 59, verse 1. It says, behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened that it cannot save, neither his ear heavy that it cannot hear. Verse 2. But your iniquities have separated between you and your power, and your sins have hid his face from you that he would not hear.
And that is a tactic the enemy uses. Because he believes, he knows what's up there. He knows what's to come, and he wants to try to prevent that. He wants that blessing back. And to keep you from obtaining that blessing, he want to keep you bound up and blind. Keep you in that darkness.
Because a lot of our people as a whole, our people are like children, you know. They're just like children, their attention span is short. And after a while, they get distracted, they get caught up into something else. And that's why a lot of these celebrities, that's why Esau utilized all these celebrities, get starting up drama or telling them to start up drama, getting all different types of activities going. Social media is the biggest form of distraction that he uses. Because you know a lot of Jake is utilizing social media. Yeah. So our people, their attention span is so short. He got to keep coming up with different tactics in order to keep them occupied in his agenda. Keep his kingdom flowing. Because like the brother said, with that eyesight, once you start to see past all his deceptions. That's it. And you start to really see what he is. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to like Esau, he's really like that. Like goes to like he's that serpent, you know, he's tactical, you know, so he's cunning. So he's very like skillful and artful in his craft. Yeah. So when he knows that, you know what I'm saying, what separates us from Yahweh Bashim Ashai, when we start sinning like this, that makes him lose his vibration from us. Yeah. As it says, the wages of sin is death. Yeah. So the more that we sin, the more that we continue to often be disobedient, the more they can stay in rulership for longer. That's how they look at it. Everything is tactical when it comes to Esau Edom. And all the other nations, they follow in suit different.
And meanwhile, he's trying to push his agenda. Just like going into that bank situation, what's the name of the bank that Silicon Valley? But guess what? You know, when you do the research, basically that was attack on cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Esau is going to basically have somebody hit your shoulder or he's take your wallet, man.
Hey, if I can say, the brother made a very good point as far as how social media is being like one of the biggest distractions, man. Because that fulfills the prophecy how people become lovers of themselves, man. Yeah. So people are so drawn and so mesmerized by the bullshit they do on the social media site, they steady separate from the Most High when it comes to the nation of Israel, man. They have deemed or made themselves gods, man.
Just to add, you know, this is not natural to be a nation full of individualism. One of the byproducts of the Western world is individualism. When you have a nation, it really supposed to be one race.
Right.
But not only is it supposed to be one race, it's supposed to be one mind. So you have all these different moving parts. Going back to basically lovers of themselves, everyone has their own self-interest, their own angle, their own agenda. In America, there's almost 400 million people with their own agendas, their own angles, their own directions. All right? It is not self-sustainable, man. But it's part of that pre-flood mindset, that pre-destruction mindset.
Hey, can I say this?
Yep.
Now watching old movies like Mighty Ducks, he had all them tied up in a circle, right? Got a rope around them, and they all trying to go their way. Instead of moving in one motion, they're trying to go this way, trying to go that way, and guess what? And they all fell down. And that's that one in the whole world, really. Every trying to do their own individual shit. Instead of as moving as one, and really don't give a fuck about the world being as one, but we want the Lord to move as one. But guess what? That's not gonna happen till Yahweh Shah come back and put us, these people as one people. That's right. We gotta move as a unit.
It's like just the thought that come to mind is that what was that cartoon with the Tasmanian devil? You know, he moved on his own, but when he started moving, it was destructive because he was just going in circles, waving, throwing a hand, destroying everything, man. It's a self-destructive mindset when you become a lover of yourself, man.
Yeah. You have no direction.
No direction.
I got you, Tajman. This is Baruch 4:26. My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock
And
of
that
the
rough
enemies.
That rough way was that middle passage, the slavery. All right, it was that middle passage. I said we'll toss like a ball in the waters, toss to and fro, man. That's that ship. Well, that middle passage. But one of the worst things that has happened to us in this country. I used to keep reading, but one of the worst things that happened in this country, outside of that rough way, outside of slavery, and slavery was a fucking rough way. One of the worst things that's happened was us being westernized, or Hellenized, Americanized, Babylonianized. Now we're ruined, man. All right?
It's Proverbs 12:26. The righteous is more excellent than its neighbor.
Who's the righteous? Israel. So we're more excellent. We have the laws. We have Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Our nature is more righteous than Esau, man. It tells you that he goes out the womb, going astray, speaking lies, being a deviant, man. How about you want to talk about that? You got it, bro.
Also to add, we can say excellent because the root word of excellence to excel means to prosper. That's going back to what we said about the laws. That's what pushed our nation to prosper in the world. But I don't want to jump the gun, but like the next verse, well, the next passage is saying, but the way of the wicked seduces him, meaning it keeps us, it hinders us from prospering. That's why we stay in the same condition now, because we're not backing our way that made us excellent. So excellent.
Yep. Got it.
Okay, and this is verse 26. It says, but the way of the wicked seduceth them.
But what's the way of the wicked, man? What's the wicked's way? Satanism. Yep. Satanism. That's basically what westernization is. Yeah, and the whores of that well-paid heart, you can get that in their home, man. All right. Hey, okay. All right. Because the worst thing that's happened to our people, that's why we don't get each other. We don't know how to make it work with a woman. And she westernized. All right. We don't know what to look for in a woman. We don't know that we're not supposed to be workers till we die. We don't know that we must, when they say like Lord, like my Lord, she said even in several obey Abraham calling him Lord. But what are we the Lord over now? We don't have nothing to be the Lord over. A Lord is a breadwinner, a ruler. We don't have nothing to rule over. We don't own anything. All right?
It's Nahum chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery.
All full of lies. American history was a lie. All the treaties were lies. All right? The decrees are deceitful, man. Politics. Then it's a bloody city because America has capitalized on bloodshed since 1492. America has capitalized on bloodshed since 1492, man. And we don't even think about it or really talk about Gad until it's freaking Thanksgiving, man. 77 million on record, so-called Native Americans in North America alone have been slaughtered. Slaughtered! Removed from the Florida Seminoles to what, Oklahoma? All right? From the Trail of Tears. The average Israelite can't be outside below 30 degrees. This picture below freezing weather and you walking barefooted with children from Florida to the Oklahoma. I can't drive that far, man. And you walking that far.
It'll think about 15 down the way. I think probably that much. If that, they're on their way from there to there, man. See, it's a bunch of bullshit.
That's a bloody city, man.
That's because they wanted that plush land down there in Florida, man. You know, pretty much Andrew Jackson. All right? He made that decree to move natives out of there, man, so he can sell their real estate to foreign investors, man. You know, that's what Esau do, man. Like Esau being a grimy, scheming nigga, man. Like everything you do is a big scheme. You know, by the time it hit the news, it just be a scheme that we'll see unfolding that these devils are planning on.
And a nigga just a little peasant ant version of Esau. That little bullshit you conjuring up with your little nigga mind, it ain't nothing compared to the schemes that the founding fathers have pulled off, man.
They sell a pound of rabbit food.
Yeah.
You know, for weed.
Yeah.
You know.
Credit card scamming.
Yeah.
Like, this nigga got you playing to a white guy, man. I one up that shit. You got it, brother.
The prey departed not.
We still here. I mean, and Jake so institutionalized in America, they only get passports for women.
Yep.
Like, you never thought, like, I could get a passport and just build somewhere else. You get a you only leaving a plantation just to find love. Keep in mind, they're not in the truth. So we know why we here. We here to get delivered. But Jake in the world, they so institutionalized that even if you let them leave, they're gonna come back. The prey departed not, because you took them. The only thing, Jake only knows how to move on Western territory, man.
And then really, you don't mind mad, really them jakes when you supposed to say nothing.
Nope.
Like the scripture tell you, let not your enemy know what you do. You know, when you go in Sirach. He's the enemy. You see, you jakes should just been over there doing your thing. You didn't have to post it. Like you said, it go back to a peasant, self-worship, you know, a low frequency mindset, man, where you gotta show the world every move you make, man.
And that's a peasant move to show off any little feat you did. Look, I got a woman that's not really a whore. You know what I mean? Like, you're supposed to have a woman that's not really a whore. You're supposed to have a woman that kind of respects you as a man. You don't have to, like you said, make a cultural movement. Esau don't do it. A ruler class mentality, you're gonna get what you deserve. If you have a high standard, you're gonna act on that. You don't broadcast it, man. But going back to the point, go to the bloody city, then you go to the prey departed not. It's a bloody city. Everything that you see happen in America, in the activity of the people, the mindset of the people, is a result of a profiteering scheme that the elites came up with. Gang culture, profiteering scheme. Feminism, profiteering scheme. Western Christianity, profiteering scheme. The school system, LGBTQ, divide and conquer the Israelites, profiteering scheme. All right?
In Proverbs 22:7, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
Getting a loan, a mortgage, profiteering scheme. Did somebody get Sirach 21?
Car note,
A car note.
student loan.
Show me in the Bible, and this is the country built off the Bible, the principles of the Bible. Show me in the Bible where you got a chariot note. You got to pay a note on a chariot. It's in your yard, and you still paying a note on it. Now you got a bank like Wells Fargo, you got no recurring fees. Let you go into overdraft. They charge you for being in an overdraft. And then they'll double up on, like, you have two. They'll make sure the payments come out two at the same time. So instead of charging $35 in the overdraft, it's $70 in the overdraft, plus the money you owe. It's a scheme, man. Subprime loans, mortgages. Show me a mortgage in the Bible.
Debt slave.
Yeah. That's why men, we out of tune with our masculine frame, because you're not in the frame of a ruler. You don't see yourself as over the woman because you're not in the position over the woman. Both of y'all clocking in and going to the same job. All right, you got it, bro. Okay.
You want to Sirach 21 verse 8?
Is it 8?
I believe you come.
Come.
This is Sirach chapter 21 verse 8. He that buildeth his house with other men's money.
Now, how does that play out in this day and age? You build a house with the banker's money. Because you get a loan to the bank, all right, to pay on their house. But then there's interest rates. All right, and then this is how hypocritical it is. You go down certain streets, it's certain banks that broadcast like Bible verses on their little billboards, man. Like Old Town Road, you know? How hypocritical is that?
And then that bank that you get a loan from, they ain't getting a loan from another bank. You know, it shows you that now when these big banks is having to bail out these small banks. You know? So you owe a nigga, they owe a nigga, they owe a nigga, man. You see? Well, I say, you jakes ain't got, we don't have nothing here. That's why, like, going back to us being illuminated, it's going to be easy for us to let these things go, because you know this shit ain't ours anyway, right? You know?
Yeah, how was shot? he bred a ruler class mentality in his men. Those disciples, he was culturing them to the ruler class mentality that was beyond that Roman plush empire, man. All right, don't and real elite, the real elect are not going to get distracted by the bread and circuses, man. All right, go ahead.
He that buildeth his house with other men's money is like one that gathered himself stones for the tomb of his burial.
Because, hey, going back to keep it again, the borrower servant to the lender, you put yourself in the shithole, man. You bury yourself in debt. But it's hard to avoid it because that's how it's set up in this system. It's not set up for you to inherit land from your dad and you inherit his house, you know?
Because really, you're supposed to inherit titles. Like, if your father died, let's just say he was a bull, you know, you would inherit his titles, his authority. You would be over his servants, you would be over his businesses, you know, and you would be over his estate. You know, that was a true inheritance, man.
That's why they call it a car title.
Yeah.
You know, you pay off that note, then they give you the title.
Yep.
Hey, that Chris Rock said, which Chris Rock said, down there, he said, when people die, they leave the kids a will. When black people die, they leave their kids a bill.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Right.
And they got big, like, you know, especially they pay the house off. They still got to pay for the land.
Yep.
If you don't pay the land, guess what? They come take the house and the fucking land. So I mean, you lose.
Actually,
Yeah.
in Proverbs 22:7 again, the rich ruleth over the poor, and the borrower is servant to the lender.
The rich ruler over the poor. So we have rulers over us. And what I've learned about rulers that are very crafty, they create the illusion that they're not ruled over you. Like you go to a job that got good management, they know not to micromanage nobody. They know they can get more out of you if they fall back and let you go off your routine. But the moment you start making it known that you're hovering over them, now what do people want to do? They want to rebel, complain, quit.
They might call you a teammate now.
Yep, that's right.
Instead of an employee, they call you a teammate. You know?
Yep.
You need to safety talk in the morning. This teammate hurt his hand, you know. I need the employee, man, the worker.
Yep.
You know?
You're a servant. Alright? Because if I'm a teammate shit, I want a piece of the pie that y'all in. I don't want that employee shit, I want the teammate shit. But the point is, that's what the elites do. They create the illusion that nobody's really ruling directly over you. They create the illusion, now people have the illusion of freedom. But you gotta get up and go to work. No matter what you got going on in your life, for the most part, you gotta get up and go to work and clock in for somebody else. And get taxed. Get taxed on your labor. Show me that in the scripture. When you get taxed on your labor. You know?
Something you have to wait to get what you earn after they tax.
I believe it's in Psalms 104. A man goes to work and receives his wages at sundown. If a brother can find it, I think it's Psalms 104. You gotta go.
Yep. This is Proverbs 11:1 says a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Yep.
And the earth is being ruled in a false balance, where you have most of the wealth. You know, they say 85% of the world's wealth flows to 1% of the population, the elites. You know, that's a very unbalanced. You know, it's a real unbalanced scale in the earth. You know, because you got people that are dying from famine every day, and then on the other side, you got people dying from obesity. You see,
Right.
It's an extremely unbalanced society, man.
In America, waste.
Yep.
Either they waste or use about 40% of the food they have. They waste 40%. Like I said, meanwhile, in other parts of the earth, people are dying from hunger. You're dying from you're either dying from starvation or dying from malnourishment. Or both. But like you said, 85% of the world's wealth is more than 1% of the people. That's what you call inequity. And that's why I said when the wicked bear of rule, the people mourn. Starving is mourning. That's inequity of the earth. Because you, being a citizen of the planet Earth, you're not supposed to be deprived of the natural resources on the planet Earth, i.e. meditation. You know how easy it is to grow wheat? Most I got lakes and ponds of fish. Most I got fruit that you don't have to cultivate. They just grow on fucking trees. You know what I mean? Like with crops, you gotta cultivate it, till the land. But with fruit, you just there. But you got something called deforestation.
Chicken lay hens
Every
every day.
day, an egg a day.
And he created these certain animals like a bull and a rooster with all the testosterone
Yeah.
to keep reproducing resources, man.
Flip game. The most size flip game. Proliferating, man. Because and he did that with numbers like, you know how you got something like something times something? But then you got square. Something times something. That's how the most size reproduction is. Because it's one male and 3 females and one, you know? It proliferates, man. All right? But even with that, even with the most high's mechanisms for flourishing on the earth, you still have a large amount of people on earth starving. Now that's what you call inequity. And the Most High is all about equity. Equity is balance. Equity is making sure everybody has their needful things, no matter who's in rulership, man. All right?
I got this in Exodus 6 and 5, and it says, and I have also heard the groaning of the children of Israel, whom the Egyptians keep in bondage, and I have remembered my covenant. Wherefore say unto the children of Israel, I am the Lord Yahweh, and I will bring you out from under the burdens of the Egyptians, and rid you out of their bondage, and will redeem you with the stretched out arm and with great judgments.
And with great judgments, man. Because Abba willing is us. We're going to get redeemed. And as it says in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, no man shall buy you, which means no man shall deliver you. No man shall save you, man. I'm sorry. It said no man shall buy you, right? Yeah, so no man shall buy you, meaning no man shall deliver you, man. So we haven't been delivered since 1619. The Most High is the man of his word, man. We're still here. And the only time you want to get a passport is to go get a woman, man. I still find that amusing, man. From that perspective, you know? But that is going to show you that this land is about to get judged, man. The mindset that's ruling the planet Earth, all right, it's about to get judged, all right? This anti-Yahweh mindset. Is let's free ourselves from the oppression of traditionalism, man. All right?
And it goes back to show you that, you know, in order to be in that mindset, you have to understand that you are under burden, man.
Yep.
You know, going back to a lot of people still have this delusion that they're free. Let's go back into what we were talking about earlier, the light. We see the scheme, like we see the game. You know, the scriptures really give you the insight to peep game.
Hey, Yahweh Shah said, I'm sorry, Yahweh Shah said to be wise as the serpent.
Yeah.
So the right hand side of the serpent, you see through that bullshit.
Yeah.
You see through that BS. What's one thing you learn in life as you evolve as a man, like you start to see people's angles and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not what it appears to be face value, man. So we see those elites, we see their angles and their schemes. The greatest thing to know is somebody else's motive, man. You know, if you learn somebody else's motive, no, that puts you in a position not to get messed over, man. So we woke up to the fact like, damn, we get messed over.
Yeah.
We eat fake food.
Yeah.
We gotta buy water.
Yeah.
You know, we gotta pay payments for necessities.
The barter woman is a bad deal.
It's a bad deal. You gonna come out losing.
Yeah.
You know, but he made our woman a prize.
Yeah.
He made our woman a prize.
Street nigga leftover.
Street niggas leftovers.
Made her go.
Yeah, she said she made her gold. And said, we were once the gold. Now she's the gold.
Yeah, after the street nigga.
After the street nigga. After them golden years. God damn.
Yeah, we had something.
I gotta do something.
We had something.
I had 2 last year.
But we not, but that creates bitterness. When she becomes woke and says shooting oppression makes the wise man mad. Because if you're not wise, you don't know you're oppressed. But if you're wise, you know you're oppressed, and that makes you bitter. You get agitated. People don't know why you don't want to work for Esau. People look at you with a card note. You got it made, man. Stay humble. Like, nigga, I'm oppressed. I know y'all done got checked by people. And man, don't forget where you came from, man. Nigga, I'm still here. I'm where you at. You know? But it's an illusion. You think I got more than you. All right?
This limitations 5, going back, we said we gotta pay for water.
Yeah.
Limitation 5 and 4.
That's right.
We have drunken our water for money.
They put tap water, the dirty ass tap water, in a bottle and sold it to us. You know? We gotta pay for natural resources, man. All right?
Yep. It said we have drunken our water for money, our wood is sold unto us, our necks are under persecution.
Give it proper context. When the Most High delivered us out of the first Egypt, he put us into a state of sovereignty. Then he gave us constitutions. Like people ask, what constitutes you? Physically, it's your skeletal system and things that you're constituted on. Things that make you basically uphold as a person. These that uphold you. So what upheld us as a nation? Those 613 laws. But that's so we could be constituted on the land of Israel in a sovereign state. It wasn't about Israel being bigger or smaller than Egypt. It was about sovereignty. So now the punishment is you're going to be deprived of a state of sovereignty, man. You got to pay for your resources. We don't know how that feels. All right?
It said our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest.
Yep.
Yep.
Because how long do you got to work to get a check? 2 weeks? And then you do it for what, 40 years? Then none of your jobs are designed to be in harmony with your body's moving mechanism. You get that week off, you got pain in your knees, pain in your shoulders, you know?
And if you ain't physically working, you always doing goddamn mathematics. How you gonna maneuver this money? Man?
Yep.
You know, this is non-ending goddamn math equation, man. Yep. You know, you always add, subtracting, multiplying, splitting this bill, you know.
Pushing that bill out.
Yeah. You know, you know, canceling shit out. You see?
You might say, fuck it, I'm gonna treat myself. Push that bill back.
Yep. Ball on the budget.
Yep, ball on the budget, man.
Constantly trying to put a play together on how you gonna make it. There's no rest, man.
Brother,
You go to
yep.
sleep thinking about bill. Wake up. Damn, I forgot about that bill. Shit.
Yep.
You know?
And a bill will slip your mind.
Yeah.
Why am I being billed for a necessity?
You be instantly sad.
Yep.
You forget them.
Because you had something in your mind you was gonna buy, then bill be like, nah, don't forget about me.
You know? Pocket, man.
Yeah, man.
Got red with pack on Debo got that. I'm just telling mine here.
And it's pressure on your spirit, man. We got stresses on us. See, when we get into the kingdom of Abba, man, you're gonna be in a state of peace, and you're gonna look back and realize that you were in a state of stress that you didn't even realize it. Because you live in that state. Right now, we live in a state of stress. It's normal. You got it, brother. Go ahead.
This is John chapter 8, verse 32. And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Yeah, and this is the truth. And this truth makes your mind free. We're not held down by the shackles of Christianity, held down by the shackles of westernization, Christianity, democracy, lies. You know? And we look in the glass clearly. We know clearly who we are, where we came from. All right? You got it, bro.
Our self-esteem doesn't come from this world.
Right?
We're broken out of the nigga box, man.
Yep.
You know? And even going back to, we're free to have a ruling class mentality, man. Where cause like going back to Cuba, like that slave mentality, Esau wants to keep you in the mind frame that your emotions override the bigger picture. You know, especially with the nigga woman, he put her in the mind frame that her emotion is above, you know, the forward of her nation, man. And that's a peasant mentality, man. But we've been free from that, man. You know?
And you know the question, you know, that Jake always asks, why?
Yep.
Why this and why that? You know. So guess what? We know why. The spirit of Yahweh shot. We know why we serve captivity. We know why we make the person on our ass. We know why. And Jake, today on they chick, I did be on the chick. She's like, God, so
The devil sister.
yeah, that daughter, that dumb bitch. If God, what would God would? Hey, you read the scripture. He was there, but we had to go through. We had to go through this. We had to go through this. So you, all that why shit. Well, you keep asking why.
Well, hey, it said one scripture, Psalm 17:13. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. You don't know God. The God you're questioning is that Caucasian.
That's what it is.
The Colonel Sanders in the sky. That's the God that you're questioning. All right, but the God in the Bible, he controls the left and the right hand. And he has a chastity rod. And he used another nation to chastise his disobedient children. You know? All right?
It's Leviticus 26 and 40. If they should confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers with the trespass which they trespass against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies.
That's the why. You know, and the Lord tells you why, then he tells you what to do to fix it. You see, the Lord has clear expectations, man. You know, he laid them out in Deuteronomy, okay? Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, he laid out an expectation. He broke them. But then he was merciful power till he showed you what to do to fix it, man. You know, and it's through repentance. Sin is the problem. It's a culture, our culture is dominated by sin. The niggas that sin the most is glorified the most. The women that sin the most are glorified the most.
And the scripture says the harlot should be counted as filth.
Yeah.
It also says marvel not at the works of a sinner.
Yep.
If he not at the works of a sinner.
Yep.
But what happened? We all grew up envying the works of a sinner.
Yep. Because like you always go into a Party B or a Young Miami would be worthless, all right, if we had to self-sustain as a nation.
Yep.
Okay, but a woman that knew how to harvest crops, she would be worth a trillion of them bitches, man. You know?
Because one asset is worth a million liability.
Yep.
One righteous woman is worth a million Keishas.
Yep.
You know, and it tells you that in the scriptures. How like one wise man can like rescue a city,
Yep.
can build a city.
Yep.
One righteous man can make a whole nation. Because even the brothers in our camp, the elders in the camp, who do they talk about the most? Their granddaddy. Because their granddaddy was out in the country and he raised their parents and they living off the land. That one solid man that's the real head of the household, man. That's the foundation of a whole nation, man. You're going to learn real soon that a woman's body not going to deliver you, man. Worshiping that body, they going to deliver you, man.
It's Hosea 5:15. I will go and return to my place to the acknowledge their offense.
That's the solution right there. Just answer online. You acknowledge and confess your faults, you know?
And seek my face, and their offenses they will seek me early.
How can we acknowledge our offense if we don't know what we did? And we don't know what we did because we didn't know who we were.
Right.
And that's what was kept from us. So now we know who we are, we know what we did. Now we're in the state of acknowledging our offense. And that's why the world is changing. That's why things on this earth are speeding up, man. All right?
Haggai chapter 1, verses 5 to 7. It says, now therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways. Ye have sown much, and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough.
First thing he said, consider your ways. The Lord always addressing what the problem is, man. You know? The Lord ain't leaving for us to figure out, what's wrong. You know, once we awaken to who we are, all the answers are there. To the why. So he said, what? Consider your ways. Consider your ways, and then look at the situation you're
Sin.
you know?
That's you dealing with like sons.
Yep.
That's the proper way to deal with them.
Yep.
You might whoop them, but you explain to them like, why don't I whoop you? He has acknowledged his offense.
I ain't take the trash out.
Right.
Do that. So it's like, why the white man ruling over us? Why we gotta go through him such and such?
I know some of y'all mommy or dad used to whoop y'all and explain why he whooping your ass, why he whooping your ass. You know? Every lick did I tell you. Esau was that wicked sword, man.
Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes.
Because we're plowmen. A plowman don't make shit. When it comes to plantations, plowing fields, you got the plowman and the reaper. The plowman don't make nothing. All right? So we're corporate plowmen. That's why you work these jobs, and the amount of money you make doesn't add up. It's not equal to the labor you put in. So if you're making $15 an hour, probably you're doing $25 an hour work. You know? So that's why I said you sow much and receive little.
The dollar is devaluing, but the wages are not keeping up with the value of the dollar.
Yeah, because the price of gas has gone up. The amount of money the gas costs now, that's how it costs down here during Katrina. It shot up to $3. So they start taking the numbers off the signs, the price of the sign. So now that's normal. What was like a crisis is now normal. So the price of gas is high, the price of eggs and meat is high, but you still get paid the same. No, go ahead, bro.
So you got to put in more labor to buy more goods. So it's a scheme, like you said earlier, the scheme you talking about.
The scheming, man. There was one more thing I was gonna name: the eggs, the meat, the price of rent higher. The price of rent gonna keep going up. And you want to pay this there, if you want to be away from niggas, that price gonna keep going up, man. Light bill go up, but you still get paid that same measly wage. You know?
Verse 7 says, "Thus says the Lord of hosts, consider your ways." He said it twice.
Consider your ways. And that's a sign of maturity. When you consider what you've done wrong, that's how you know you're growing. You can consider, when you consider what you've done wrong, man, you gotta have life.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 16, verse 12. As his mercy is great, so is his correction also. He judges a man according to his work.
So is his correction also. 1619 was a great correction. That transatlantic slave trade, that was a great correction, man. You know? The things that happened to us in America, that was a great correction. The northern kingdom, the southern kingdom, the conquistador, that was a sword. You know, I can't cut off the northern kingdom like they didn't go through nothing. Now, them conquistadors, they were swords. They went through it. Worse than us because they went through it in a way that deleted their numbers. It diminished their numbers, I'll put it that way. All right?
Verse 13. And the sinner shall not escape with his spoils, and the patient of the godly shall not be frustrated.
Yep. And what do you want to say something?
Yeah, it said the sinner shall not escape with his spoil. See, Esau, Edom thinks that he's going to be able to run off from the plug. Okay? Because here it is, the Most High put him on, but it was through, it always had an expiration date on it, man.
Yep.
Okay? But Esau thinks that he's going to put the sea hip in everyone and continue on his kingdom, but like, nah, the Lord is getting ready to end this thing, man. That's why he has awakened their rigor. To, like I said, to those that have matured and considered that we consider our ways, man. And we're constantly considering our ways, man. Slavery fucked us up to where we gotta constantly every day consider our ways. Like, shit, you know, I'm tripping. I'm being a nigga. I'm being, you know, that was some simp shit, you know. You gotta constantly consider your ways because the Lord is finna end this man. Esau is not finna ride off into the sunset in this digital empire, man. You know? Yeah.
And because Esau on like I said, he on borrowed time. Esau on borrowed time. That's what he on. Like, and guess what? And you see it. You see this shit in it like this. Each and every day, you see Esau going down, man. He's on the way out. And he's trying to best to keep up the flow. Like this shit hanging by the screen, man. It's dangling, man. And guess what? We gonna love it when it falls. We gonna love this shit, see this shit collapse, especially the dollar. That damn dollar collapse. Hey, you hold like you independent now. We gonna see where you at then. You be by your goddamn self, that's how you gonna be at.
This is Job chapter 20, verse 15. He shall swallow down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
Yeah, see, Esau, these elites have the real riches, the resources, okay, the gold, the precious, metals and stones. You know, Esau has these things, man. You know, because the earth has been given into his hand. But see, he's going to vomit these things up. When you lose a war, you lose everything, man. Okay? When you lose a war, you lose everything. You even lose you. You know?
Yeah, your mind.
Yeah. And you lose you. You become a possession.
Oh, POW.
Yeah. You know, you become a possession. That's what this thing is leading to. This is what Esau is fighting so hard against, because these elites know how to go. You see, this is a war between the elites of Esau and the elect, the house of David. Everyone else is just here floating around. You know, they might be woke to particular little things here and there, but they don't get the overall scheme of what's at stake. They don't understand the world dominion is at stake. Okay? The house of David do. The elites do. Okay? We're talking their lingo. That's why they speed things up, because now we're talking their lingo now, man. World dominion. Go ahead.
The Most High shall cast them out of his belly.
Yep.
He shall suck the poison of asp, the viper's tongue shall slay him.
So this man is going to be slaved by his own, pretty much his own doctrine, because Esau gets paid off of war. He benefits off funding both sides of the war. Okay, but this war is going to destroy, okay, his infrastructure, man. And it's not going to be no renaissance. He's not going to rise up like the phoenix. No, he's going into captivity after this, man. You know?
No, they can't believe it.
Yep, go ahead.
This Psalms 52:1. This is a Psalm of David. I'm gonna read this in NLT.
Yeah, you got it.
It say, "Why do you boast about your crimes, great warrior? Don't you realize the Most High justice continue forever?"
Yeah, see, Esau boasting his crime.
Yeah.
You know? You got President's Day. You got Mount Rushmore. You got all these devils on the money. Okay? This is man, yeah, this the man boasting in his crime, man. Okay? Like you say, Jackson, Andrew Jackson. You got all these different Jackson cities called Jackson, counties called Jackson. Okay, hey, that nigga on the money too.
Yeah.
You know?
$20.
Yeah. niggas got the money from their oppressor, man.
Yeah.
You know?
They had like I said, on the money, right? And Trump said, did George Washington had slaves, right? Under Jackson, what's his name? Jackson, nigga, whatever. Andrew Jackson. We had slaves too. But you know, they boasting. Like I said, they boast on they boasting.
You got it, bro.
They say, "All day long you plot destruction. Your tongue cuts like a sharp razor."
Yeah, all day long, Esau plots destruction, man.
Yep.
He's always got some scheme to bring death in the earth, man. You know? That's why you go to a grocery store, for example, you read these ingredients and you be like, why is this in here? Why is yellow 5 in the jar of pickles? Like, why? You see, that's this man had nothing to do but plot destruction, man.
Yeah.
You know, the train derailments. And then it goes into it like the train derailment spill toxins. But it says when they set it on fire, they created an even more deadly toxin, man. Like this nigga all this nigga do is just plot and scheme on some bullshit,
They
man.
say he sleep not unless he have done mischief.
Call someone to fall.
Mind of a man in.
Yep.
They
That's the
say,
one you look for? Yeah, it's Proverbs 4:16. Yeah, you got it. You got something.
I was just gonna add, like he said, with the going to the grocery store in the back of products, like you said, he'll add like yellow 5, and then he got other names that you don't even know. You gotta look up the name just to find out what it is.
Yeah, you be on aisle 7, 4 to 8 minutes. Fuck it. You know,
Right.
You should got mad at me one day like that.
yeah, you know.
Can I help you, sir?
You know, you just need the nukes, man. At the end of the day, you just need to play nuke, man.
you want to bring that out?
This Proverbs chapter 4, verse 16. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall.
They call something what? Be destroyed ultimately, man. That's why the scripture say he was accused of our brotherly, man. Constantly want us to go out because he know us committing sin is our kryptonite, man. You know?
It's a real life Squid Game, man. This man, he always trying to figure out how to mass produce death on the earth, man. Just all these niggas love to figure out how to mass produce death, man.
But the scripture say he is death. Death follow him.
Can't be satisfied.
Yep.
You know,
So it's back in the NLT of Psalms 52:2. All day long you plot destruction. Your tongue cuts like a sharp razor. You an expert at telling lies.
yeah, expert at telling lies.
That's facts.
Yeah. But this nigga, Esau, this nigga's so good at telling lies till he has people being Satanists and they don't even know it.
Yep.
He got people that are full-blown Satanists that think they're worshiping the God of the Bible. Because this nigga is an expert at lies.
Then he going into expert, being an expert liar too. He has something called jargon. You got just a bunch of extra words. There's a whole bunch of extra unnecessary words when he's speaking. You got something called double speech, Shemetics, or Semitics. Yeah, he got a whole science of deception and how to create illusion in your mind based on the words he has, man. Gaslight, deflecting, circumventing, you know, all these things that makes him an expert liar. It's sorcery. He uses words as a form of magic, man. Magic on your mind.
With that smell campaign.
Yep.
And in Psalm 58 and 3, the wicked are straying from the womb. They go astray as soon as they being born, speaking lies.
Yeah, Esau, that's all he breathes. That's why look at Isaiah 14 and 21. This is why this man gonna be rooted out the earth. Because all he can produce, okay, is wickedness. You know? Like the scripture told the Heavenly Father told Abraham that what? He was gonna be the father and kings shall come out of him. Which means what? He's gonna produce nothing but nobility. It means Abraham will produce nothing but nobility. Okay, but Esau, all he can produce is wickedness, right? This is all that will come out of this man is nothing but a wicked race of people. This is why he's the only nation was prophesied, all right, to be completely and utterly destroyed, man. You know? Because he would just constantly repopulate the earth with wickedness, man. Brother, get that first Maccabees 1. You know, we're going to that history. You got it.
It's Isaiah 14 to 21. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not arise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Why? Because what will happen? Wickedness would just repopulate the earth again. Remember, he's an expert liar. So everything this nigga produces is another expert lie. You know, like damn, it's another one of these niggas, man. And they grow up because at least they were all babies at one time, nigga, you know. Nigga on all the banking cartel fucking with CERN, but this nigga was a baby at one time. Nigga fucking with the heart, nigga got, you know, -2 in Dallas, you know. But at one point in time, the nigga was a baby. You know? Go ahead. Start it.
First Maccabees chapter 1, verse 1. And it happened after Alexander, son of Philip the Macedonian.
This is Alexander, all right, the Great, that Esau fellowship. Okay? But through him, all right, these Greeks, okay, what the scripture going to tell you what it produced in the earth, man. All right, then you go to Alexander, his father, the Macedonian. Okay, you can link him back to Haman, the Macedonian. All right, in the book of Esther, and then you can link Haman, all right, to Agag, which was the king of the Amalekites, man. Okay, that's why the scripture say Amalek shall be the first of the nations, man. The first Edomite, all right, superpower when the earth came through the Greeks. That's why this is the Greco-Roman Empire, man, that we exist in today. Everything is back, man. Go ahead.
He came out the land of Chittim and smitten Darius, king of the Persians, and Medes.
So you had Alexander conquer who? The Persians and Medes, you know, conquering Darius III. All right, go ahead.
That he reigned in his stead for the first over Greece.
Yeah, go ahead.
He made many wars and won many strongholds and slew the kings of the earth.
Yep, he was a conqueror. Go ahead.
And went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, and so much that the earth was quiet before him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Whereupon he was exalted and his heart was lifted up.
Just like today. These Edomites are exalted because they go on the run and conquer the earth through the sword. That's what Alexander was doing. Alexander the Greek. He was going through the earth and just having his way, man, because prophecy was behind him. Just like prophecy was behind the Edomites during the Renaissance, man. Okay? Everything, all right, is tied into prophecy, man. You know, when you look at the major world events throughout the earth, past, current, and in the future, it's all linked to prophecy, man. Okay? Go ahead.
And he gathered a mighty strong host and ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him. And after these things he fell sick and perceived that he should die.
He had a 12-year run, you know. He died at the age 32. Pretty much started conquering, you know, real young at 2021. You know, he inherited that great military from his father, Philip II. Okay, and he went forth to conquer, but he had a short run, man. Okay, go ahead.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable and had been brought up with him from his youth.
Going to these folks, generals, man. You know, you have Ptolemy, Sandra, lots of Megans, okay, and Seleucus. You know, when you get Antiochus Epiphanes, man, come through that line of solution. All right, and through those four generals, his empire was split. And what happened when his empire was split between the four generals? Go ahead.
And he parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive.
Go ahead.
So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died. And his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evil were multiplied in the earth.
And evils were multiplied in the earth. Going back to the precept that brother brought out, they estranged from the womb, going forth speaking lies. So if they're allowed to be in rulership and produce in the earth, okay, and reproduce in the earth, what will spread? Wickedness. You see?
Yep. Just a quick one.
What's that,
This Proverbs 29 and 16.
Yep.
When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases.
When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases. That's why the earth is overpopulated with wickedness, like you said. It's not.
It's key, man.
It's NLT. Okay. Now, like you were saying earlier, Esau made wickedness normal. Like you talking about the gas normal, but it ain't supposed to be a plague of the alphabet people. Okay, it ain't supposed to be a plague of harlots. Okay, like you would have things in the ancient world like even harlots, but it wasn't a plague. That wasn't the norm. Okay,
Or poverty.
poverty. Yes,
There's a bunch of homeless people everywhere.
Yeah, you know.
Like when you have because a nation is like a factory.
Yeah.
You're manufacturing civilization.
Yep.
You're manufacturing a two-parent household.
Yep.
All right, so a harlot,
Yep.
that's like a defect.
Yep.
Now you work in a plant and they get in the back, they got all the defective parts.
Yep.
You can't put that on the shelf.
Yep.
So you see harlots, thugs, homos, homeless people, those are defective parts in the civilization. That was never supposed to be the dominant culture, man.
Yeah. Pedophiles.
Pedophiles, yeah.
You know, and this is the things that increase. Under this man's rulership, man, he made these things normal, man.
Yeah, he took the up by violence just to produce moles and Decepticons.
Yeah.
And, you know.
It's normal now. You just gotta deal with this shit. You know?
I did say, you know, the T word, so Transformers, Decepticons.
Yeah, you got it, bro. You got it.
Let me finish.
Finish yours,
It said Proverbs 29 and 16. When the wicked are multiplied, the transgression increases, but the righteous shall see their
The
fall.
righteous shall see their fall. We're here to see the fall of our enemies, man.
Right.
You see, that's another thing, like, let's take it up, look at 1 Corinthians 13 and 11. See, as we mature into the faith, we have different desires now, man. You know? When we was young, even when we was in the world, we had those youthful lusts, and even when we came into the truth, we still had a very immature understanding of the overall narrative of the Bible, what the Most High really wants in the earth. But now we see it. Now we're to the point we want to see the downfall of our enemies, man. We want to see this man lose his empire and go into captivity, man. Okay? That's what we desire now, man. That's why we don't have no stakes. We don't care. So we all one bank run away from being through. All right? If they do a bank run on that shit Monday, whatever bank you with, all right, we done. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, everything influence. Amazon Prime gone, you know, Netflix gone, you know. Whatever, that little quarter tank of gas, that's it. You know? But no, we're thinking above, man. You know? Go ahead. You got that. Hey, get that St. John 8:23.
Yeah, go ahead. It's Sirach 25:7. There be 9 things which I have judged in my heart to be happy, and the 10th I will utter with my tongue. A man that have joy of his children, and he that liveth to see the fall of his enemy.
Yeah, and you can only have joy, really have joy with children when you're in a place of sovereignty. You know? Because as a man, you're really supposed to be in full control over the direction of your house, man. All right, who your daughter will marry, okay? Who your son up, all right, to be a ruler, you know, to inherit your titles, okay? That's the only way you can really have joy as a man is when you have sovereignty, man. Okay? And that's what we're coming into, man. And that's gonna be through what? The fall of our enemies. Okay? This is where we at with it, man. That's why we're not here to talk about no hat. See, you know, Jake gonna still bring the hat up, you know, white women, prostitutes, man. We ain't even thinking about that shit, man. Okay? You think about that more than we do.
I ain't saying.
Yeah, you don't care about that shit, man. Okay? This man got to fall, man.
Yep.
Go ahead.
What, the First Corinthians? No, go ahead.
You got it.
No, I was going to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, get that first one.
It was 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 11.
Yep.
When I was a child, I spake as a child.
Yep.
I understood as a child.
Yeah, spake as a child. Understood as a child. You know? You come to a point where you think the truth is about multiplying women. You know? You think it's about, you know, being deep. Okay? But then we start to understand on a more mature level, man. We thought it was about, you know, fringes on everything and, you know, the outer showing of being an Israelite. But then as you get deeper into it, okay, as we mature, then we start putting off those childish thoughts and start thinking like spiritual adults.
I thought as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things.
And we're becoming men in the spirit, okay? We're becoming spiritual men, which means we're moving with a different expectation now, man, okay? We understand, all right, the intent, all right, and this expectation that Yahweh Shema Shah has in the earth, okay? And that makes us understand our purpose more, man, so how we should move, man. Like we always say, things have to start fitting into your program now, okay? Instead of us molding and being, you know, pulled to and fro and everyone else's program, now we're like, nah, things got to fit in my program because I'm serving Yahweh Shema Shah, okay? Yes,
I want to go back to
yeah, get that, yeah.
Psalms 37, verse 35.
Yep.
I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a green bay tree.
That's what Esau Edom has done. See, the problem of the earth is that wickedness is running rampant and unchecked. Okay? That's why we're not here to try to fix the earth. Okay? We're not here to try to fix this society. No, we need a complete wipeout. That's why the nukes make sense now. Because the society is so out of pocket that it just gotta be nuked. You know? Yeah, the nukes make more sense. Like it's going back to you think, you know, when you think as a man, you put out childish thoughts. Like, okay, now the nukes make sense, man. This place should be made into a desert. You know? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm saying this because I think it's Uganda.
Uganda.
Yeah, guess what? Hey, American basic America. They told them they gotta legalize the mold.
The alphabet.
If they don't do it, no aid. They told me if they don't legalize them people, they get no aid. And you see the kind of shit they push that shit on everybody. You gotta do, hey, look, let's just say, Joe 9024, hey, that's it. That's the man.
Yeah.
That's the man.
Cause I was listening to the Radical News. Y'all heard of that? It's like it's alternative news site. You know, Esau Rebellion. You know, of course, the whistleblowers. Pretty much how he's saying that China about to help, you know, Russia or aid Vietnam military. But U.S. came out and said you drawing the red line. You do that. But me and Taj was like, damn, well, you helping Ukraine out there.
Yeah.
Like, make that make sense. You know?
what, 40 billion? They gave nigga $40 billion.
Yeah.
You know? But at the end of the day, all right, hey, prophecy gonna come to pass, man. You know, and Russia gonna eventually go past Ukraine. They're gonna be in Poland. All right, so it's gonna be Sweden,
Poland finish.
yeah, Poland done. Yeah, Poland like them 95 Lexus on me. That's motherfucker finished that.
You know.
Motherfucker outdated as hell, man. Yeah, he's done. You know, you got it, bro.
Yeah, I got one more. Verse 36. Yet he passed away, and lo, he was not. Yeah, I sought him, but he could not be found.
Yeah, so there was a time where he was allowed to spread the pretty much spread the wickedness throughout the earth.
Propagated.
Yep. There's gonna come a time when he's not found. He's gonna be insignificant. Because really, like, even before he's destroyed, Esau gonna be insignificant in the earth, man. Because he's gonna have those jobs. All right, he's gonna be way like Esau gonna be under the earth most of the time, man. Like the resources, because you got. It would make sense, like, you know, speaking as a man, because he hoarded all the resources and he worked the shit out of everyone else to mine the resources. He gotta go do that shit now, man. He gonna be irrelevant in the earth outside of that labor. Like you say, he used us as a tool.
Yep.
Esau just gonna be a tool,
Yep.
you know?
Because that's what the seasoning process was in slavery.
Yep.
It was to break that human spirit in you
Yep.
and it turned you to a tool,
Yep.
to a beast, a cattle.
Yep.
Kill the human in you and make you cattle. So that's what we're gonna do with Esau. We're gonna break that human will in you. That human will to pursue self-respect. We're gonna beat that shit out of you. And like you said, brother, you're gonna be a tool, man.
Yep.
That's what capitalism is. You use the world as a tool.
Hey, then the guy, then we working told you that. Now you're on. He told you that.
Yeah, I said, I was like, this job is on a process. I'm only human. He said, let's take that out of the equation. He said, this shit quick too.
He
Like,
ain't give a damn.
yeah, that's the real pill right there.
We're gonna take that out of the equation.
Yeah.
We're gonna, hey, what you should have said, noted.
Right. Yeah.
He ain't give a fuck.
Fuck.
You got it.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold.
Yeah, hey, this is gonna be a very cold society, man. You know, especially when things are scarce. Because everybody already worship themselves, everybody already out for self. So this is a recipe to be very grimy out here in America. You know, especially when the resources just hit, man. You know, and they really crash this thing, man. You know, but right now they're just centralizing. You know, because you Americans are so damn dumb. Okay, you got Americans going to take out their money out the small banks and then going to put them in big banks.
Damn.
Yeah, that's what they doing. There's been an influx in new accounts in big banks. Okay, here it is. You was cut off from your money. Okay, then the government pretty much bailed y'all out. Y'all went and got y'all money, had it in y'all possession, and went and put it in another goddamn bank, man. How stupid can you be, man? But that shows you the low level and the low frequency that the masses of the people are on. Everybody gonna be operating off straight beast instincts in the world, man.
Herd mentality.
Herd mentality, man.
This is Proverbs 10:2. Treasures of wickedness profit nothing,
Yep.
but whiteness like the viceness delivered from death.
Yep. Hey, treasures of wickedness. And Bob Bashar brother get the word treasures in the blue letter. Because it's gonna profit nothing, pretty much. It's gonna come a time where we're gonna be separated from those things, and we're going to depend fully on the how much shoot out shot. That's why this is really, the scripture tells you store up your treasures in heaven. This is what we're doing now. See, we got an account that the elite's gonna have control over, man. Okay? Yep. And that's the reward in heaven. That's right. That's the mercy that's to come in the time of chaos. We're storing up mercy now. That's the, Hosea 10 and 12. You got it, bro.
This treasure in the Hebrew, our tazel, it said treasure, storehouse, gold, silver.
Yeah, hey, because everybody saying go buy gold. It's not gonna help you anytime.
Yeah.
It's gonna get down out here, man. Okay, when folks starving, you ain't be studying on goddamn gold. Okay? Oh, your stomach growling. You gonna walk right past the gold, okay? And you gonna goddamn it, make everybody lay down where the food at, nigga. You know?
It said store supplies of food or drink.
Supplies of food or drink. And it said these treasures profit nothing in the day of wrath. Because this the Lord's anger that's going to judge the earth.
Yep.
Okay, you can't prep against the Lord's anger.
Yep.
All right, carnally. We're prepping in the spirit through obedience, discipline.
Yeah.
Okay, out here doing the labors in faith. That's the only way you can prep against the Lord's wrath. But canned foods and getting gold and, you know.
Which, if you got that,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
no law, no sin.
Yep.
Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. But if you elect, you're gonna be good anyway.
Yeah.
But it's a process. It's gonna be a process in which you use your own prudence to make it easier for you. Then it's gonna be a particular period of time where you're gonna be forced to trust in Yahweh Shai. Faith.
Yep. Because you know these guys doomsday prepping, got canned goods and water, ceiling high. But it ain't not gonna mean nothing if the Lord ain't with you that day. You know?
Because the average y'all say, because you know our people they in the mindset they gonna say they sell, they getting all these non-perishable items. You perishable yourself.
You're perishable. You're perishable, man. Ain't that something?
Yep. Then they say storehouse magazine of weapons.
Weapons.
Yep.
So all these treasures, you know, that people are trying to store up, you know, as if they're gonna ride out the wrath of the Lord. Like, nah. You know, and like the Corn said, you know, you use your wisdom, you know, use common sense, you know, because it'd be smart to buy in bulk so you wouldn't have to go deal with these people as much.
Right.
Keep making those frequent, you know, back and forth to the grocery store, man. You know, so when it might be chaotic, you know, you might have a week or two where you kind of just chill out the way while the world had invaded. But like you say, will come a time where we're gonna be fully dependent on y'all by shit out. You know?
I'm witnessing NLT. The Proverb 10:2, NLT, tainted wealth has no lasting value.
Yep.
It's something tainted is something undesirable, man. You know? But it say, but right living can save your life.
Yep. Right living.
Yep.
And that's this standard here, man. And the Lord has given us a standard on how to be. Because even, you know, Yahweh Shai said you can hang the whole law on loving the Most High with all your heart, all right, and loving thy neighbors thyself. Because within that, there's a certain way that you're going to be towards your brother, that you're going to be fulfilling the law by default. You're not going to commit adultery. You're not going to steal. You're not going to bear false witness. You're not going to lie. You know, you're not going to do those things because you're treating them as yourself. So on those two things, all right, that creates a lot of the fulfillment of the law by default, man. You know, when you're walking in that spirit, man. You see? Good John 8:23.
Like I did, I had to Hosea 10.
Oh yeah. I told you.
Hosea chapter 10, verse 12. Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy.
Hey, sow to yourselves in righteousness, so we can reap in mercy. We're gonna need mercy in these times, man. Okay, so Scripture says, sow to yourselves in righteousness, man. This is what we're doing now. Okay? These labors are considered righteous, man. You know? The brotherly love is considered righteous, man. You know? And that comes through not only in just exhortation and charity, but in rebuke, correction. Okay? Sacrificing, man.
Yeah.
You see?
Yeah, it's like a good relationship with the Most High. Glad they have a gold and silver.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
It say, let me get it.
And if I can just insert real quick, and the reason why, who created the planet Earth? Yahweh Shai. And who put all the resources in the planet Earth?
Yeah.
Doesn't it make more sense to be plugged in with the Creator and not put all your energy into His creation? The gold and silver is part of the creation. That's part of Pandora's box. So it makes more sense to be more plugged in with the source.
Yeah, you saw the plug.
You saw the plug, man.
Yeah, you saw the middleman.
You saw the middleman. But how about Shai is the source, man? So you know how I say that, he petty, man. But hey, as we get more and more into the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, it makes more sense to seek Yahweh Shai. As it says in Matthew 6:33, seek ye first the kingdom. You know?
Hey, what it say about wisdom? You know, she more popular.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yep.
Fine gold and rubies.
Because wisdom makes you make decisions that puts you in favor with the source.
Hey, Wisdom Solomon, if I can add, Wisdom Solomon, what's that, the 7th chapter, wisdom make you friends with the Most High?
Yeah.
Because what is wisdom? What? Fearing the Lord, man.
Yeah.
If you fear the Lord, what, you're going to be obedient, man. That's a good relationship with him, man.
And then the wisdom teaches you how to govern.
Yup.
King Solomon.
King Solomon, he prayed, he didn't pray for gold and silver.
Right.
He prayed for the wisdom to govern his people. Really, Yahweh's people.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, give me the wisdom to govern your people. So, King Solomon he know how to manage money. He know how to manage money in the treasury. He know how to allot things to certain people within the kingdom. He know how to put governors under himself. All right, it's part of wisdom, man.
Yup.
You know?
And then, what the Lord said, because you have that master gold,
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Right.
How much more in these times?
Right? Everything you worship on earth, gold, women, the Most High, it's a creation.
Yep.
It came with Pandora.
Like, hey, with the heaven in my throne, up in my footstool,
Yeah.
what house will you build for me, said the Lord?
Right. Hey, Most High's puppets, man.
Hey, can I get this real quick? This is Sirach 29 and 11. Lay up thy treasure according to the commandments of the Most High, and it shall bring thee more profit than gold.
It shall bring you more profit than gold.
Yep.
Hey, because mercy is going to be way more valuable than gold when the Lord's wrath is in the earth. No one's considering that scenario. You know, the Lord's wrath is in the earth. You got to harp on that. This is the Lord's anger at this society, man. The Most High is pissed.
Yeah.
It's the same power that flooded the earth and rained down fire and brimstone. Okay? So he's pissed.
Yep.
So mercy is going to be way more valuable than gold, man. Okay?
That would say store your treasures up in heaven. Where your heart is, where your treasure, where your heart be also, right?
Yeah.
So we storing our treasure up with the Most High.
Yeah.
Because like you said, mercy gonna be the new currency in the earth, man. That's why the Lord said He gonna make a man more precious than fine gold.
Because right now, like you said, a woman is gold right now.
Yeah.
We all go crazy over the woman. But soon, now we gonna be more precious than fine gold, man.
Yeah.
It only makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Making Hosea 10 and 12 again. Sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground.
Yep, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground, which is that old mindset, man. You know, so something else can be planted, because before you can plant something, you gotta break the ground in, man.
Right.
And see, our old mind had to be broke up. Then he was able to plant righteousness in it, man. A new perspective, a new way. Okay, go ahead.
For it is time to seek the Lord
Yep.
till He come and rain righteousness upon you.
Until he rain righteousness upon us, man. Okay? And ultimately, that's going to be when we change, man. You see, when we're made perfect, and we're able to inherit all the blessings, purpose, all right, for us to do what? Obedience, man. You know? Yeah.
This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 25.
Yeah.
Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, for what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat?
You see how Shah was prepping us, all right, for these times, man. You know? Because, hey, people are going to take the seed based on worrying about these things, man. Okay? Because Esau going to be throwing all these decrees. You can't do this. You can't do that. Okay? Money is not accepted. Okay? We own something else. Like the only way to move goods, okay, the only way to buy goods and sell, trade is through this. Okay? And that's going to create a fear in the masses. Okay? It's going to make them bow down. But the Lord told us to fear not. Take no thought. Fuck what that nigga talking about, man. Okay? Go ahead.
In the body then raiment.
Yep. Go ahead.
Behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather into barns, yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they?
Yeah, so the birds, okay, they eat daily. You know? They don't have to clock in, they don't have 401ks, they don't have refrigerators. Okay? But they eat daily. Alright? Because the Lord has already made their daily provision. You know, their daily provision is already made.
And that's
Okay.
like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
brother. I'm gonna get the scripture right quick. Stay in the spirit, but I got a point too. Listen. It says Sirach 6:19, because you made a point. You was like, your mind is like land, it has to be broken.
Yeah,
You gotta till it.
Yeah.
All right, Sirach 6:19, come unto her as one that ploweth, and sow it, and wait for her good fruits. For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon.
Yep. And because you gotta think like when these seeds of righteousness and wisdom is planted, they produce what action. You know, the scripture talk about the fruit of your doings. Us out here now shows that seed was planted has produced, okay, a certain action, man. You know, the way we maneuver through our day to day, that comes from what those seeds that was planted, all right, and now they have broken the ground and it's showing outwardly, man. You know,
And we've been watered over the years through the apostles at Great Millstone, through the elders. As it says in Sirach, you know, I've watered, Apollos sowed, I've sowed, Apollos watered, but the Most High giveth the increase. So we've been nourished over the years. Cultivated, yeah, you know.
wow.
Yeah, we go from wild olives, now we're being groomed, being cultivated, being cultured, you know. And another point I want to make, because she was like, you know, about the earth, the birds don't have to worry about nothing. That's how you know Esau's a narcissist. A narcissist is obsessed with them being over you. A narcissist wants to be the source. Esau wants to be the source of your livelihood. Esau wants to be responsible for your livelihood so you can perceive him as a god. Because we're out of tune with the earth. That's what leaving Egypt was about. Sovereignty and worshiping him alone. We being his woman. All right?
That's why he's not going.
You got it, bro.
That's why Esau known as the new Pharaoh. Because back in Egypt, you know, those pharaohs would be considered like gods. And masses, you know, looked at them as a god. And one of the main things that they would give credit, you know, to the pharaoh for, every time the sun would rise, they said it was the pharaoh doing it, you know? Because, you know, when the sun set and it go down, it's like it's going under the earth. Well, they had they would say Ra would go into the underworld and he would have to fight the serpent. And then once he beat the serpent, he'd rise again. And they were like the pharaoh was the one that was overseeing it. So when the sun would rise, the subjects of Egypt would come worship the pharaoh for making the sun rise. That's why you go Easter, what you have? Sunrise service. Yeah. They worshiping the sunrise. That's why it's on Sunday. But they would have that sunrise service. But the Egyptians did that every day. And that was the way the Pharaoh would make it seem as if he was responsible. Like you said, that narcissistic.
Yeah.
That's why when you really go into, you know, I've been watching the videos lately, but when you really go into the mind of the Pharaoh, you know, you see why the Lord compares Esau to Pharaoh, man.
That God complex.
Yeah, that God complex, man.
I'm looking it up now, because I believe Pharaoh goes back to sun.
Yep, a great house.
Great house?
Yep.
Okay, cool, I stand correct.
Yep, a great house.
And this is Isaiah 65 and 13. Thus said the Most High Power. So thus said the Most High Power. Behold, my servant shall eat,
Yep.
but you should be hungry.
Yeah, and that's what we lean on. We're gonna have to stand on it. Like we always talk about, we're gonna have to stand on these things, man. When we ain't ate in 2-3 days, when we don't know what's coming in, when, we're gonna have to stand on this is written, this gotta kick in sometime, man. This gonna have to kick in. Okay? You might be getting nagged by the woman, you know, if you got children, you know, you might be getting nagged as a man. As a man, you're gonna have to stand on this, man. You know? This gonna be real masculinity, man. Okay? This gonna show real masculinity. The men that can stand on this right here, man, in the clutch. And we pray that we able to do that, man. The Spirit gonna have to be dealing with us heavily for us to be able to stand in this fire, man. That's the come. You got it, bro.
Behold, my servant shall drink, but you shall be thirsty.
Yep.
Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but you shall be ashamed.
Yeah, so the scriptures having us in a good state. So somewhere along the suffering, all right, favor is going to kick in somewhere, man. And that's why I say, in patience shall possession your souls, man. It's going to be a thing of patience. We're going to be good. These people are from the suffering is to test us, but it's to torment them. You see, the suffering that's coming is to test us, but it's to torment them. Okay? Our people that refuse to listen, that
Right.
refuse to get it. Okay? Population in Jackson, 153,000, man. Nobody come out here, man.
Not one.
The suffering is for them. Okay? They refuse to hearken until you how about Shema Shai, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 14. Behold, my servant shall sing of behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart,
Yep.
but you shall cry for sorrow and of heart.
Because this is everything we wanted. Is a righteous and someone that because remember, we thirst for righteousness, man. Okay? So we're going to be satisfied to see righteous judgment go forth. Like we really ain't gonna realize, like, because that's gonna be a exciting thing to see righteous judgment go forth, because it's been long overdue. Because if we're those ancient men, all right, coming back, okay, it's in our spirit, okay, to see righteous judgment go forth in the earth, man. Because that's what our forefathers constantly pray for, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Right. But you should cry for sorrow of heart,
Yep.
and shall howl of that vexation of the spirit.
Yeah, because our people love this society. Okay? Our people love this society, they love this status they got, the clout they got, but the Lord finna really start breaking this place down. And when you go into the Exodus, the Most High was mocking all those guys of ancient Egypt, man. Okay? Every plague was really a mockery, because they had a god with a human body and a frog head. That's why he had the plague of the frogs. You had the guy with a human body and the insect head. You had the plague of the flies. They worshiped the Nile River. He turned it to blood. They worshiped Apis the bull. Okay? He killed livestock. Okay? Everything that people worship, the Lord, everything that people worship in ancient Egypt, the Most High made mockery of it, man. Let you know that this was a high power that was sending the message, man. There's going to be some messages sent in the earth, man. Going on, man.
Come on down, Peter.
Now, this is Whack 40 and 8. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners.
Sevenfold more upon sinners. You see? Which means the Lord is going to really get active in the earth with the masses of our people that refuse to repent, and these heathens as well, man. Because the heathens are guilty of running with Esau, and our people are guilty of pretty much turning them back on their power, man, and refusing to turn back. You know? So the judgment going to be way more worse, all right, for the sinners and these heathens, man. You got it, bro.
It said death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked.
They are created for the wicked. The Lord created famine for wickedness, man. Yeah. You see? That concept of starving to death, he created that for the wicked. Yeah. That's a slow, agonizing death where you get to think about all that bullshit you was on, man.
That's why Scripture says all things have their uses.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
All things have their uses.
So once you start with something, you get to hallucinate after a while.
Yeah,
you know, you get to, so you know, you're gonna be seeing apparitions, but you're gonna be thinking about all that bullshit. And you're gonna hear the prophets. Because see, really everything that you done heard is in your subconscious, man. You know? And the Most High gonna be drawing it out. Precepts, talking about the Lord code, it's gonna be precepts coming out while you starving, man.
Both gonna be like, this is why you starving.
Yep.
Bring it back to mind, you know?
Yep.
So, wait, let me read that again. It said death, bloodshed, strife, and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things are created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood.
For their sakes came the flood. Just like the poem said earlier, this is pre-flood behavior. What are people doing? Marrying and giving into marriage, which means they're living their life with no awareness of Yahweh Shema Shai, his movement.
It says scourge are sent for amendment, for correction.
Yep.
They're not mindful of the scourge.
Yep.
You know, they're turning up more and more in their wickedness day by day, man.
Yep.
This is 2 Ezra 2, verse 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaven is coming, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
And thou shalt be merry and have abundance. You know? But we're going to be tested before we get to that point. You know? You just got to believe that he is. We in the time now where we just got to believe that he is, man. Because we're gonna be in circumstances to where it looks like there's no way out, man. We're gonna be in situations to where we're not gonna be able to fathom in our mind and how you gonna do it. You know? We just got to, that's why I say the just shall walk by what? Faith and not by sight. Because we're not gonna be able to see the way out. The Lord's gonna just perform a way out, man. Okay? Israel didn't think about going through the Red Sea. They were like, shit. You know? And looking at Moses, looking at Pharaoh, like, shit. You see? What happened? The sea opened up, man. That's the level that the Lord's finna be on. Because he said in what's that, John 12 and 28, in the first time. And we'll finish that. John 12.
He says the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall not be able to do anything against thee, says the Lord.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna be good in the earth, man. You know, and then on the flip side, even if we have to die for it, you know, we're gonna go to paradise, man. Like we gotta start looking at things different, going back to, you know, and thinking as a spiritual man. Yeah. You know, like even in death, we're gonna be good, man. Because all Esau can do is expedite us being immortals, man. If we're part of that number. Because what, hey, it's only one chance that Esau has to kill us again, man. He only got one more chance to do this.
They got a saying you only do it once.
Yeah.
But on this go around, you only die once.
Yep. That's a lesson.
Yeah.
They said there be some of that you're not tasting them. So he not gonna kill all the prophets.
No.
You know, because some of the prophets, you know, gonna have what spiritual power.
That's gonna be a part of it, man. It's a win-win. Like we go to all these different scenarios, it's a win-win. Even in death. You know?
Verse 29, my hand shall cover thee, so that thy children shall not see hell.
Yep.
Be joyful, O thy mother and thy children, for I will deliver thee, saith the Lord.
Hey!
Remember thy children that sleep, for I shall bring them out of the sides of the earth, and show mercy unto them, for I am merciful, saith the Lord Almighty.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, every scenario that you can think of, the Lord has it covered to where the elect got a victory, man. You know? Hey, there's going to be whole families delivered, okay? You see? Brothers, children, the seed are going to be delivered. Even if you're not with your seed, hey, some of them are still going to be delivered. The Lord has a victory already prepared for every scenario that we're going to be in, man.
You know what? Be still. Know that he is.
He's going to be exalted among the heathen, man.
And we get room for that. Majority of this truth that we go through, the afflictions, is to groom us up to that point.
Yep.
To be able to live off faith and survive off faith and have a fortified mind regardless of what's going on around us, man. You know when you watch those military movies and they be in battle and they always crawling on the ground with bullets flying over them, and the whole goal is to maintain that vision despite death being all around you. So that's what we're being groomed to, man. Like you said, it's not about who that deepest brother. You know what? Man, that brother go hard. You know, what else? Being right, brother scared to be wrong, or just their image. A lot of Israelites, different camps, have that image. At the end of the day, are you gonna live and die on this, man? Like you said, are you gonna stand on this, man?
I know a good movie from the night, they Long Survivor. You know what I'm talking about? When you get shot in the head, put the gun away, don't give up. You know? You got that.
Because, like you said, that would be more of embarrassment, you know, using a deep brother, you know, then you took the seat here. Damn. That'd be worse. That'd be worse.
I'd rather be the brother that nobody knew.
The brother got 11 subscribers, he held down.
But that's how I be.
Yeah, I'm saying, like, that's gonna be scenario. That's why you can't be on that surface. Like, nah, the Lord finna see what's in us, man. You know, like
he searched the reins of the heart. He searched me. He tried. He tested. He tests your heart. That's what I said. The way he tests my gangster. The Most High test your heart, man. You know, because anything that you put on the shelf and mark it and put their certified stamp.
Yep.
It has to go through a vetting system.
Yep, yep.
Anything that you put on the shelf, it has in Babylon. You learn that if it doesn't go through a vetting system and they got the papers on it and them stickers on the paper saying certified approved, then it loses its credibility. But when we get tested, when we become the elect, all right, we get delivered. That's certified approval.
Yep.
And it's nothing more honorable than being approved by Yahweh Bashim Shai and being rewarded by Yahweh Shai. Solid. Eternal. Who are these that receive palms in their hand?
Amen.
Come on, man.
Amen.
Commencement ceremony.
Yeah, your name mentioned, like it's gonna be eternal. Your name mentioned, like, dang, you know.
It's a legacy. Like
Yeah,
That's the legacy.
I was gonna say I got a precept going back to what you said about, you was this deep brother, and then, in the end, you took the sea hill. Second Maccabees 6 going to Eleazar when they had healed them up, and they were trying to, convince him to deceive the people. This is Second Maccabees 6 and 21. It says, but they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make it as if he did eat the flesh.
Yeah, so you had pretty much, the king's men, the Greeks, all right, come to Judea, and they wanted to convert Jacob to Hellenization, man. But you had some of our forefathers, man, they were ready to die, okay, to convert. For the sake of the pork, back then, the sea hill is going to be like their pork back then. When they were trying to make Jacob their pork. The sea hill is going to be like that abomination, man. Go ahead.
Take it from the sacrifice commanded by the king, that in doing so, he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them find favor.
Yep.
And I'm going to skip down to
because see, even Eleazar, because one thing about it, when you go into Jake, they got their integrity, like everybody deals with him, like they got some respect for him. Eleazar, you tell he was a Jacob much integrity to he was, the Greeks, they ain't want to do it, like just act like come on, Eleazar. Yeah, just act like it, man. We ain't trying to do all this with you, man. You know how, But hey, he wasn't budging, man. Go
He
ahead.
didn't sell out.
Nah, he wasn't budging, man. He didn't care about the friendship, none of that. He was unmovable for you. How about you now shot?
verse 23, but he began to consider discreetly, and as became his age, and the excellency of his ancient years, and the honor of his great head, whereupon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by the Most High. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightway to send him to the grave. For it becometh not our age, said he, in any wise to disassemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion.
Yeah, see, he was thinking about legacy, man. He was like, man, when I look like 90 years old, been faithful this whole time, okay, to even act like I, consented, all right, to Hellenization, man.
Treat that perception.
Yeah, he's like, man, no, man, I've been solid 90 years, man, what's the date? He's 90, so he's like, I heard this shit.
Been down a couple of years. Been back in the real world a couple of years, man.
And so they do mind hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer.
Hey, a little time and a moment longer. It's gonna be people get to see him die a week later, 2 days later. Or walk out the Sea Hill station, all right, get blasted,
And then it's gonna be it's gonna be your body's gonna react. Some people's bodies gonna react adversely.
Yep.
Because you put this technology in your body.
It's an experiment.
It's an experiment.
And then, he saw wicked, so he got something on the meant to just kill you anyway.
Yeah. Population deduction.
Yeah. So you trusting this nigga, and then the Most High still have you get to see him to eat, and you still starve with the family.
You still don't eat.
Yeah.
That's both up.
You gonna be thinking about that. Hey, the Most High finna torment people, man. Hey, he's finna glorify his name in the earth again, man. You gonna get there too, man.
It says, a desire to live a little time and a moment longer should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to my old age.
A stain to my old age. You was thinking legacy, man. Okay? somebody who argued about a goddamn hat. You think about a legacy, man? Okay? Someone that's talking about fringes on everything, where your fringes at, but you teaching Christ, you think they thinking about a legacy, man?
But you went into this, was it last week? It's popularity over legacy with them.
Yeah.
It's popularity over legacy.
Yeah.
Because with them different uniform camps, it's pleasing to the eye.
Yep.
And Keisha, you know, Eve get caught up into that.
Yeah.
It's like a college fraternity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The popular. They remind you of the in crowd in school.
Yeah.
You know?
That everybody gravitated and respected.
Yeah. But then after they'll be the bums after high school.
Yep.
That shit only work on the high school, you know. But see, we come to the times now where, hey, gimmicks ain't gonna get us through this, man. Okay? We just gonna have to be really fanatic for you. How about you out shot the whole other level, man? Okay?
Make it abominable.
Yep.
For though from this present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead.
Yep. So he was like, look, I'd rather take this death now and be silent when I go back to the spiritual realm.
Yeah.
You know? Because you know Eliezer is the truth now.
Yeah.
Like, part of his reward for that was that, hey, that he gonna always be within the truth, man. And now, hey, Eliezer finna get that reward. You see, and that legacy, like, we'll know, like, damn, you know, you might be in the Dallas camp or, you know, Tampa camp or something like that, you know, but that's attached to the legacy, like, damn, you know, and that's gonna be eternal. That's immortal.
Yep.
You know, that's gonna be always spoken about, like, damn, you know, because guess what? He set a standard for us to follow after, man. For us to pattern after, man. You know, like niggas pattern themselves after these different athletes, but we got a standard to where we can pattern ourselves after in righteousness, man. You know? Get that John from the real quick. John 12 and 28. Yeah.
And then John 12 and 28. And then John 12 and 28. Father, glorify thy name. They come there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and we'll glorify it again.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai asked the Heavenly Father, his Father, to glorify, you know, his name. The Heavenly Father said, I have glorified it, speaking in ancient Egypt, and we glorify it again, speaking in this time. He's going to do it again. What he was doing in Egypt, he's going to do it on a much massive scale now. Okay, because he drowned Pharaoh's military in water. But America is going to be what? A lake of fire. He's going to glorify it on a much larger scale. With much more judgment, man, with much more fierce judgment. Hey, you see? This is the time that we're coming into, man, when the Lord is really going to show out in the earth, man. That's why he kept hardening Pharaoh's heart, because the Most High wanted to show power. You know? He like, Pharaoh will be like, okay, let him go. Then he'll harden, so he'll show some more power. Harden him again, show some more power. Because you read Exodus like the 10th chapter, Pharaoh wise men, when Moses told him, Moses came and told him to let the people go, and Pharaoh was tripping, Most High hardened. Pharaoh wise men were like, look, you ain't got no kingdom, man. 3 months, let them folk go. Like, yeah, who do you mean no? You know, shit, you ain't got shit. We through. You know?
Everybody dead.
Yeah, like, come on.
Our first one.
You know, flies all over, they come and fly like nigga.
Like humble the fuck down.
Yeah, like, God damn, nigga. You know, but the Most High wants to keep showing power, man. So imagine what he gonna do in this time, man. Okay, imagine the power he finna showcase. And we want to be aligned with that power, not in opposition to it, man. You know? So we'll look like the bums, we'll be the outcast. You know, it's all good, man. We'll be all the slander that they say. As long as we align with this power and his when he come and execute wrath, hey, it is all worth it.
You have certain jobs like that. I talk about jobs like that. That's the life. Yeah. But like your coworkers think you antisocial or hell crazy or weird. But the plant manager is like, man, I can copy your place, huh?
Yeah.
It's like as long as the person with power like you,
Yep.
look how everybody else look at it.
Yep, yep.
And this how it is, and it's true.
Yep.
Everybody else looking at it like, oh, they praise on them the Hebrews,
Yep, yep.
the Hotep Hebrews.
Yep, yep.
As long as the Most High know what is going on, that's all that matters. The person with power,
Yep.
like you in good standing with him,
Yeah.
you good.
Cause Jake thing now, Jake, the camp's making us look bad.
Yeah.
You know, goddamn. You know, what niggas will make you look good? Like what representation of niggas that makes you, you know?
Rappers,
Yeah,
athletes.
yeah.
Then nobody knew about Israel if it wasn't for the camps.
Come on, man.
Because Temple Israelites been here for 100 years.
Yep.
We didn't know we was Israelites by way of a Temple Israelite.
Yep.
It went to the camps came on the scene. All right, then the world started to know.
Yep.
You can say what you want to say about it, but we didn't know because we didn't know who we were through them temples, man.
No.
You know?
That is which are Solomon 3:1, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High,
Yep.
and there should no torment touch them.
Yep.
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die.
Yeah, so it's going to look like we're dying for a worthless cause. You know, remember this is foolish to the masses, man. You know, like I say, you can tell like when Jake pull up, like Jake just pulled up rapping and shit. This is foolish. You know, this is not even real. Like what we talking about, not even real. So it's going to seem as if okay, we're making a bad decision, as if we're buzzed out for doing what we're doing. Okay, but they don't understand. They don't have the vision, man.
Yeah, they don't understand the scripture by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe.
Yep.
They don't understand these things.
You know, I just want to say something I noticed. The nature of Jake is that they fall weak to what appeals to them,
Yeah.
and not what benefits them.
Yeah.
Is Jake falls weak to the element of appeal.
The trend was trending.
It was trending, popularity,
It was accepted by their peers.
right? And it doesn't matter if it's beneficial or quality. Jake will discard quality for what appeals to him.
What they say now, clout.
Clout, do
Like,
anything for clout.
like, we ain't worried about that shit. Cause we
No.
know everything in this society, your name, fame, clothes, hoes, whatever, gonna disappear. The
Yep.
fashion of this world gonna disappear, man.
I mean, it disappeared 10 years ago. Like things that you were wearing 10 years ago, you're not gonna wear it now.
Yep.
Nah.
You know?
White
Yeah.
tee.
Yeah. We're not wearing no big ass shirts no
You
more,
do that shit
man.
in the club, goddamn. You might go home.
Yeah,
goddamn.
man.
Hit that snap, goddamn.
I remember like these shoes, Nike Dunks, you know. I mean, they were like trash. Now you look at today, everybody got some motherfuckers on.
And you know those see-through Nikes?
Yeah.
You know, big ass baggy pants,
Yep.
size 38 Jabos. Now you look weird wearing it. So even in our little life,
Yep.
that shit passed away.
Yep.
In our little adult life.
And one was out, you know,
Yeah.
dribbling the ball everywhere. That was anything.
Yep.
You know, dribbling everywhere.
Uh,
Yeah, one hand on the ground, you doing
Yep.
the logo, man.
Yeah.
You do that shit now, man.
Yep.
You never get picked, man.
It said, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery,
Yep.
and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
Yeah, we in peace because we understand, because the scripture say, what's that in Luke 6 and 22, brother, get that? And then we go back to that, read it down. And because, like I say, what we're going against the grain, okay? We're going against the norms of society, calling the belief that this world can't fathom. You know, they can't see who they call the Messiah. They don't envision him coming to the earth and ruling in righteousness. Okay? They think you gotta die and go see him. And, you know, like nah, he coming here. You know. So, yeah.
Here's a witness.
We got that Luke 6 and 22.
This is Luke chapter 6, verse 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company,
Yep.
and shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil.
Yeah, see, when they really start to demonize Yahushua, see, you gotta understand, like, when you read into when Yahushua being persecuted, it was niggas that was at the worst. It was niggas that were persistent that he be crucified. Yeah, it was niggas that was persistent, you know. It's gonna be niggas that's just gonna be the worst, man. You know? Go ahead.
For the Son of Man's sake.
Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven.
Yeah, so that's why I said be at peace. Going back to wisdom of Solomon, it seems like we're being punished, and then our department is misery, but we at peace because we know this. Yahweh Shah said, rejoice in that day, because great is your reward in heaven. So we know once we start getting persecuted or we find ourselves in an awkward position based on our belief in Yahweh Shah, that's the reward, man. You know how that's gonna feel. And you know how them niggas break down like a championship game, and them niggas know they finna win. Like them niggas be up 10 with 30 seconds left. Yeah. They know that shit over. Them niggas break down. Yeah. That's how it's gonna be. Like we're in them situations where we know, or we see the guillotine, and it's because of Yahweh Shah. Shit, you can chalk it up. That's your throne. Like you really gotta look at the guillotine as your throne.
No matter how I play out.
Fuck it. That's the throne.
Even the CEO being mandated.
Yeah.
Even watching the news.
Yep.
That's that 30-second right there.
Like
final shot.
Yeah, come on, man.
All you gotta do is fuck it. Kill me, nigga. Yeah.
The son gonna kill me.
Yeah, nigga ain't dead.
Hey, what's the 300? I ain't never seen a glorious death.
Yeah.
That Mel.
Yep.
You see what? Why you smiling? Like I seen a bit of a death.
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
how we go.
because your guy that was trying to go recruit the Spartans.
Yeah.
And the second person that showed him he was going to go recruit the Spartans. And then when he came back to his camp, his men asked him like, man, why the Spartans not gonna go with us? Why they gonna go on that mission to go against the Persians? He said the Persians offer them something they can't refuse. And he said, what's that? Glorious death.
hey, well, like other people be saying, it's a good day to die.
Yeah. Hey, before the battle, those Spartans, they was partying and dancing. Like they were tying sticks to themselves with their names on it, because they knew their body was gonna be there. So they were tying sticks with their names on it. They was grooming themselves. They said they were like doing line dances and shit. You know, before they battle they had with Xerxes, man. You know? It was a spirit, man. You know, but then you know all Jakes, man. Yeah, we'll go into it. So
that's why the one of them gonna fight with them, they were like the Al-Qaeda, they were different, right? They were like y'all, they knew they were different. They were totally different. So he was like, no, they different, but I think they were the same, but they were just different though. But they knew Spartans was some that they were going to fight. They were bred to fight. They were bred to fight.
They knew they was.
That's what it was. They had man. Look, they had them. Imagine.
Rejoice ye in that day, and leap for joy, for behold, your reward is great in heaven. For in the like manner did their fathers unto the prophets.
Yeah, so that's part of my legacy, to be persecuted, but then there's a reward. Okay? So this is where we at with it, man. We're finna come into the reward, and we're gonna be in a rejoicing spirit because we know why. This is why wisdom and stability, all right, wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of that time. People gonna be bugging out, we're gonna be rejoicing. You know? Yeah,
it's in a different precious in the sight of the Lord, it's different saints.
Yep.
The Lord look at that as precious, man.
But that's ultimate. Okay, he rolled it all the way out.
Yeah.
You know, he gonna win your house shot resurrection. He gonna reward you like, yeah, he was really, you know.
Faithful to them.
Yeah, he didn't care about shit but me. You know.
It was Solomon.
Yeah.
Back in Western Solomon, you had somebody.
We'll get you over real quick. And we'll get a couple more.
It's Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 4. For we fools are counting his life madness and his end to be without honor.
Yeah, okay. Do you think people are see the end game that we see when they pass by see us out here? You think they see what we see? Hell no. Okay, it's a joke. Alright? We just some niggas they see on their way to the movie, man. You know, go ahead.
How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot is among the saints?
Yeah, the sons of God. You know, go ahead. That was it. Okay, yeah. Go ahead.
Back in Wisdom of Solomon 3, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. But though they be punished in the sight of man, yet it's their hope full of immortality.
Your hope is full of immortality, man. Okay? We're finna be immortals, man. Like you say, we can only die one more time. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. You know? So either go get this shit out the way, or what, nigga? You know?
Enjoy the short pleasures of Egypt for a little season.
Yeah.
The other alternative.
Yeah. You gonna get the C-hip, okay? Go get a Bill Gates burger, okay? And it's gonna be served to you by a transformer, okay? Shit, boy.
Then it say, and having been a little chastised, they should be greatly rewarded. For the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself.
Hey, it's time to be proven. We're gonna be made men. We're gonna be immortal made men. Okay? Within existence, man. Name gonna hold weight everywhere, man. In righteousness. You know?
Yep.
That was it.
A couple more. It said, it's gold in the furnace that he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. Jumping down to 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he had care for his elect.
And so we're gonna be careful in these times, man. Even if it's leading to death, we're gonna be careful. So the thing is to know that he is, provisions are there. We can only die once, and we're in a win-win situation no matter what, man. You know? You got
Hey, with that, we hope you brothers and sisters were edified. Once again, we want to give our honor and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahushua Ba'Shem, Kakadash.
double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops, the great millstone Ruel. Peace and blessings, health and wellness to the house of everything elect. Above. Shalom.
Shalom.
Don't take it off.